Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation. I am Sylvia Hutton. Thank you for joining me. In this presentation, we'll be covering how managing human resources on a global scale is both a challenge and a strategic necessity. That is where International Human Resources Management, or IHRM as we know it, comes to play. I hope this presentation provides you with valuable insights. This is the overview of our discussion points. We are going to explore how IHRM practices differ and sometimes align across 4 key regions, namely America, Eurasia, Africa, and Oceania, looking at the organizational behavior, challenges, and best practices of organizations based in those areas. IHRM focuses on the management of a diverse global workforce, addressing various aspects such as staffing, training, compensation, and labor laws across different nations. The importance of cultural and regional understanding, cultural sensitivity, fundamental in enhancing communication and establishing trust. Compliance, adhering to local labor laws and regulations. Effective communication, recognizing cultural differences to prevent misunderstanding. And then adaptability. The HR strategies like performance appraisal and benefits must be customized and aligned with local expectations and cultural values. Starting off with the IHRM practices in America, looking at Google Incorporated, it becomes evident that this organization places a high premium on innovation and fosters autonomy and flourishes with a meritocratic environment. They actively advocate for transparent communication among their teams. Looking at the key challenges, Google had challenges overseeing cultural integration in their global offices and their adaptation to meet the distinct requirements of various regions. Moving then on to the best practices. Google achieved success in uncovering ways in which people analytics can improve decision making. They foster a dedication to continuous learning and the development of leadership skills. They place a significant focus on maintaining employee engagement and securing their retention. We're going to move on to Eurasia. We're going to look at Lukoil, a Russian gas and oil company that is based in Russia. So the typical organizational behavior is society strongly emphasizes collectivism. There is a notable emphasis on a hierarchy and authority. The establishment of relationships and trust outweigh the importance of formal contracts and business dealings. Pronounced role of government intervention and state-owned enterprises. Looking at the key challenges, navigating the intricate equilibrium between international HR policies and the distinct cultural practices and administrative structures of various regions. Taking the difficulties presented by bureaucratic hurdles and diverse legal frameworks across countries and addressing the challenges of talent deficits and skill discrepancies in transitioning economies. The best practice of Lukoil is they establish a trust-based relationship through sustained investment in human resources and adopt cultural adaptive leadership. They actively leverage regional hubs to optimize HR operations and promote talent development. Moving on to Africa, we're going to look at Sasol that is based in South Africa. The typical organizational behavior of Sasol is exemplified by a distinctive blend of Western cooperative methodologies and a traditional African principles like Ubuntu, which emphasize community, respect, and human dignity. The key challenges Sasol experience is historical disparities that are addressed through programs such as Broad-Based Black Economic Empowerment or BBBEE. The exceptionally diverse workforce encompassing 11 official languages and a vibrant era of cultural heritages. Skill shortages and differing educational levels that affect their talent pipelines. Moving on to the best practices. Sasol concentrates on advancing employment equity, affirmative action, and inclusive leadership. Training programs that cultural competence and strategic for multilingual communication. Partnering with educational and training institutions is to close the skills gap. We're going to move now to Oceania, where we're going to look at Air New Zealand. So Air New Zealand, the typical organizational behavior is there is significant emphasis on preserving a healthy work-life balance. Societies that prioritize individualism and exhibit a low power distance generally encourage a decentralized decision making. Key challenges they are experiencing is managing various geographically scattered teams throughout the island nations, cultural awareness and international assignments, and talent relocation. Looking at the best practices, collaborative efforts for the regional level and aimed at enhancing local human resource capabilities and developing leadership pathways. They also have adaptive human resource policies that are in accordance with the regional values and legal framework. We're now going to move on to the IHRM practices, the comparison by organization of these four companies. Starting off with Google, looking at the leadership style. Google used a transformational leadership style that emphasized inclusivity, promote a flat organizational structure. Luke Oil used a directive relational leadership that integrates a distinct hierarchy while emphasizing a relationship which corresponds effectively with cultural norms and power distance of Russia. Sasol utilized a participative leadership, reconciling expectations with consultative leadership that is promoted in South Africa. Air New Zealand is having a team-oriented approach with commitment for a work-life balance. You will note that each company based their leadership style that works best for them according to their cultures, values, and beliefs. An ideal leadership style is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Looking now at the geopolitical context, Google functions across all continents. Lukoil is based in Russia and they navigate the intricate landscape of regulations, geopolitical influences, and centralized governance within the oil industry. Moving on to Sasol, who is operating on transformation, broad-based black economic empowerment, mandates high inequality, and labor unions are very active in the mining industry. Air New Zealand and Oceania, who drives diverse states, have maritime challenges and strong labor laws and multicultural workforce. Moving on to recruitment and selection, you will find that Google used geocentric staffing with extensive data screening and having structured interviews. Lukoil prioritized local recruitment and prioritized technical skills and commitment with infrequent expatriate management. In Sasol, broad-based black economic empowerment prioritize and drive recruitment. They focus on mining skills that is mandated by safety and management education for miners. Air New Zealand have a mix of expatriate and local workforce who focus on the cultural fit and soft skills for customer service. In training and development, you will find that Google have a cross-cultural orientation program supported by ongoing education and leadership development. Looking at Luke Oil, who focus on technical safety training. Sasol focus on training skills development through local collaboration and mandated safety and management education for miners. In New Zealand have a regional cross-cultural training, raising awareness on Maori culture blended with the e-learning and regional programs in New Zealand. In performance management, Google is using objectives and key results to assess their staff. Luke Oil is using their key performance indicators, which is established by a top-down approach. Sasol is using a balanced scorecard, which is supported by the broad-based black economic empowerment metrics for safety and productivity. And Air New Zealand is using a balanced key performance indicators across service quality, cultural integration, safety, and engagement. Looking at compensation and benefits for these companies, Google are using competitive salaries plus bonus and equipment for staff. Luke Oil is performance orientated with provisions for stability in addition to expatriate compensation packages. In Sasol, they are using packages aligned with market-related demands coupled with social advantages along with incentive tied to transformation. In Air New Zealand, they have regional competitive remuneration, adaptable benefits, and family support. Employee relations, Google focus on psychological safety and diversity and equity. And local centralized unions are connected to the state and labor relations are administered through official challenge. Sasol have the organized labor workforce and transformation involvement, while Air New Zealand is having robust involvement of the unions with a focus on fostering a dialogue with Maori and the specific communities. The IHRM challenges that these companies experience is Google finds it difficult to strike a balance between global standards and local norms. Lukoil is challenged by the political risk and sanctions imposed by Western nations and the retention of high-skilled personnel. Sasol is having challenges while overseeing transformation deficiencies in skills and socio-economic that was brought by the previous apartheid regime. We're going to end off by the best practices in innovation. You'll find that Google excels in people analytics and hybrid. Lukwal is known for the regional technical institutes and government-associated initiative. Sasol is excelling in local research and development, collaboration, and enhancing communities and welfare and safety. New Zealand is having comprehensive human resource strategies incorporating leadership development, collaboration, regional initiatives aimed at enhancing capacity building. We're going to end off this discussion by looking at the conclusion and future trends in the IHRM globally. The summary of the key findings: context matters. IHRM needs to modify its practices to align with local context in order to be effective and culturally suitable. Cultural sensitivity. Comprehending local traditions, values, and modes of communication is crucial for effectively managing global talent. And then economic and legal diversity. Differences in labor relations, salary framework, and economic stability influence human resource decisions. Looking at the future trends in IHRM. Rise and remote work of global teams. The growing demand of skills for cross-cultural collaboration and virtual leadership. IA and HR tech integration. That is very important. And then sustainable HR practices, emphasizing on the importance of diversity, inclusion, and corporate social responsibility on a global scale. Thank you for watching this video. And thank you. If you found it useful, please like and comment if you find it useful. You will see that the references that was used to compile this information that you can review and verify if needed. Thank you again and goodbye.